Hey everybody, Jim here. Welcome back to my palatial Tokyo estate for another edition of More Games. And today doing something a little bit different. This is usually a series where I show off pickups, some of the new games I've come across recently while out on my travels. Not today though. Today actually I thought it might be kind of cool. Since I got an emulation box recently and I have access to some games I otherwise would not have access to, we're going to take a look at some NES games that I recently played for the very first time, which is pretty cool. I did not grow up on the NES, as it turns out. I'm a 90s kid, so I really cut my gaming teeth on the SNES. As a kid, I would say probably I played less than 30 NES games, just either stuff my brother had or going to cousins' houses. I played a lot of Famicom games over the year, obviously. I've been in Japan a long time collecting and playing games, so Famicom games I've played hundreds of. But even with that, there are still some games that were only released in North America. And then some of them that, regardless if they're on the Famicom or the NES, they're just kind of elusive and really hard to get a hold of. Unless maybe you just want to go and see if they have it on the Nintendo eShop or something. So that's what I did. I actually picked out half a dozen NES games that I'd never played before, that I'd either seen on other people's channels or I'd heard good or bad things about, and I decided I wanted to try them out for myself. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to take a look at 6 NES games that I recently played for the very first time, so you'll get my initial impressions on all of them. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right to it. Let's take a look at the first game. Okay, getting started with A Nightmare on Elm Street. And, oh boy, was this game a pleasant surprise. I actually really like this game. I think like most people, my first exposure to this game was on the Angry Video Game Nerd, like one of his very early episodes. But as is like, you know, the purpose of the show, it was like, I guess, meant to be funny, and he talks about how incredibly bad this game is. And that was all I really knew about the game for a long time. I remember seeing a video, I think it's like a long time ago, but there was a channel, I think it was Cygnus Destroyer, and he had a series called the LJN Defender, which I think he deleted all of his videos, which is too bad, but he did an episode on Nightmare on Elm Street, and he talked about how it's actually a pretty good game. So that was like a different perspective, but still, like, I didn't play the game until just recently, like earlier this week. And yeah, I really enjoyed it. So you start out as your just regular guy. He doesn't have like a name or anything, but you run around punching bats and spiders and whatnot until you go into the dream world, and then you can actually get dream powers, so you can turn into like 3 different versions of yourself that have different powers, and that makes the game a lot better, to the point where I really wanted to avoid the stereos, because the stereos wake you up from the dream world, but it's much more fun to play with the dream powers. So there's like the athlete, and you can like throw javelins and do like a much better jump, and then there was the ninja throws ninja stars. And every jump, it's a jumping kick, so your jump is actually an attack. And then I know that later into the game, you can also get like a wizard form that can shoot like energy blasts. I didn't get that far though. Again, this was my first time playing the game, and I played it probably for like an hour or so. So like the first time I played through it, I really didn't know what the hell was going on. I wasn't used to the controls yet, because this is an action platformer. But the controls can be like a little bit slippery now and again, so I was dying a lot on like certain jumps. But once I got into it, I got through like the first, like, I want to say like 4 different areas. And I think I died eventually in the junkyard, and I was like, alright, that's cool. I can come back to this game later. Which I definitely will, because I had a lot of fun with this one. So yeah, it's much better than the AVGN episode would lead you to believe. The visuals are pretty good, all things considered. The soundtrack is really good. I know this game was developed by Rare, one of their NES games. Before they got into developing like Killer Instinct and Donkey Kong Country, they were making stuff like this, and like I think RC Pro-Am and Battletoads and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, this game looks pretty good. The soundtrack is pretty good, and it's actually pretty fun to play. And then just the icing on the cake is the Nightmare on Elm Street license, so you get to fight Freddy and like different versions of Freddy. So that's pretty cool too. So yeah, pleasantly surprised. I officially really like this game. Nightmare on Elm Street, it's pretty damn cool. Again, very pleasantly surprised by this one. I like it a lot. Next up is Batman Return of the Joker. And this one's kind of a mixed bag. I actually also pretty recently played the Sega Genesis game, Revenge of the Joker, which is just, you know, an updated port of this game. I played that one for the first time too, because I'm doing a series called 16-Bit Superheroes, so I wanted to play Revenge of the Joker. So after I played that, I was like, okay, that's, you know, an okay game, I suppose. So I wanted to play the NES game. Return of the Joker is, it's good, but it's also, like, extremely frustrating, or at least I thought so. Again, this being, like, my first time playing it, maybe I'm just not privy to all the good strats. But I think once I got to, like, level 4-2, I started to get a little bit angry. Because this game is not, like, as difficult as the first Batman. Batman is a difficult game because it is. It's like a tricky action platformer in the same vein of like Ninja Gaiden or something. Whereas this, I think the difficulty comes much more into just like how like cheap the game is, where like enemies will just sort of appear like very quickly and shoot at you or do something before you have any real time to react. So the only way to like get through some of these stages was to just like die repeatedly and just figure out, okay, and then like inch your way forward, just waiting for that enemy to appear so you can hopefully hit them before they hit you. So that was kind of frustrating, but honestly the first handful of stages were not difficult at all, nor were the bosses. The bosses were really easy. And then there's like some side-scrolling shooting where Batman has like a jetpack on. And that was pretty cool, but also pretty easy. But again, once I got to like stage 4-2, I was like, well, this is just excessive. Because you're a bigger target in this game. It's like very easy to hit you. There's projectiles everywhere. And again, stuff just kind of comes in from off screen to hit you. So the gameplay I found was like not nearly as good as the original Batman. Not bad, mind you, but definitely like cheap and frustrating. But the graphics are like fantastic. This is one of the best looking NES games, I think. And the soundtrack is really good too, which is like no surprise. Sunsoft, like the original Batman, has like one of the best NES soundtracks. It's actually one of my favorite NES games. So it wasn't any surprise that this game would also look and sound really good. So yeah, in that regard, this is a very quality title, and the gameplay is pretty good too. It's just like cheap and annoying in spots. So I finished the Genesis game. I haven't finished this one yet though. This one to me feels like a bit harder than the Genesis game was, for whatever reason. But anyway, I'm gonna go back and finish this one. Stage 4-2 can kiss my ass though. But Batman Return of the Joker, it's pretty good. Next up, another one of those old AVGN classics, Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle, which is, again, like a game he just lambasted because of how terrible it was. And again, a game that I actually had quite a bit of fun with. This game is not terrible at all. It's actually pretty good. I will say, though, that the license of Looney Tunes does seem kind of slapped on. This feels like a game that was like, or like an engine, like something that was already in development to be something else, and then they got a Looney Tunes license, and they were like, hey, let's add it to this like little puzzle game we're doing. But it's pretty good. If you've seen any of the videos about Crazy Castle, you know that you're Bugs Bunny, and you go around in different rooms, and you have to collect different items. They could be keys or other various things. And there are other Looney Tunes characters walking around that if you make contact with them, you die. So it could be like Sylvester or Daffy Duck or Yosemite Sam or whatever. But you can use items like against them. So you can like drop like an anvil on their head, or you can get this boxing glove thing that you can shoot at them to take them out. And when you take them out, they're gone. Like they're not on the stage anymore. So that's cool. So if you have like a couple of bad guys in the stage and you can take out like one of them, it's really easy to avoid the other one. Although as you progress through the game, more and more enemies are introduced, and then the stages get more convoluted because you can go upstairs and downstairs, and you can drop from here and there. The AI, though, on the bad guys is not like terribly intelligent. I guess I wouldn't have expected it to be because it's an NES game. But sometimes they do just kind of walk off in like random directions. Sometimes they'll like sit and wait for you, like to just drop down somewhere, like their reaction time is super quick, and then other times it seems like they don't even mind your presence. So I don't know. But yeah, overall this is not a bad game at all. It's pretty fun. I didn't finish it. Actually, that's a running theme here. Like I didn't finish any of these games yet. I was kind of just like, you know, testing the waters on all of them. So I didn't finish it, but I did have a lot of fun. I probably played this game for like about an hour. And was enjoying it. And as you finish stages, you get more lives. So you do eventually, like, because the first handful of stages, or I would say like maybe the first like 7 or 8 stages, are not really difficult at all. So you eventually do have like a lot of lives racked up, and then you can probably, you know, get through the rest of this game. I will go back to it though. I did have a lot of fun with it. I think this is enough though. Like, I understand from the AVGN video that there are like a whole lot of sequels to it on the Game Boy and like the GBA as well. I think this is enough. Like this, it seems like this is an okay premise for a game, but you can do it once and then you're done. So I'm gonna play some more Crazy Castle because I do enjoy it. It is a decent game. The graphics are fine. They're kind of primitive, but you can at least tell who all the different characters are. And the music is okay. It's kind of leisurely. Like, you don't usually expect like great music for a, you know, simple little puzzle game like this. So that's all well and good. So Bugs Bunny Crazy Castle. This is another one that I actually enjoyed, and I will play more. It's pretty good, actually. Next up is The Punisher, and I believe, like, I had thought I'd played this game before, but I guess I didn't. I've played like a million games just like it. It's like Cabal, and it's sort of like NAM 1975 has the same gameplay style. And I think like, didn't even the Dick Tracy game have like shooting stages like this? Anyway, The Punisher is a scrolling game where you've got your reticle on screen and you just shoot all the bad guys. And then you shoot out windows and garbage cans to get power-ups and things because you have limited ammo, so you need to get more, and you can get more health, and you can get body armor to extend your health, and then you can get even more powerful guns, and get grenades, you get all kinds of stuff. So that's really cool. But this game I did find to be pretty tough. At the start, you can choose between 3 different villains you want to go after. And I ended up choosing like all 3 because I was just having such a hard time avoiding the gunfire, like of all the bad guys, because you can move around just left to right, but then when you're firing your weapon, you cannot move. So as soon as you stop to like shoot some enemies, you're getting shot. So I would definitely need like a little more time with this one to like understand the best way to play it, like, because you can just, I assume you could just like dodge all the bullets and never shoot any enemies, like, I suppose. Although I guess it does stop in like certain points where you gotta kill the bad guys. And don't shoot the guy playing the saxophone either. He didn't do nothing wrong. The Punisher doesn't punish the innocent. So this game, like, it's pretty good for what it is. It's just like a shooting gallery, but I did find it kind of tough. I didn't get to any of the bosses, which I know when you get to the bosses, it switches to like kind of a Punch-Out style game. So I'm definitely going to need to go back to this one. I should probably go watch someone else's gameplay on YouTube, like watch someone who's actually good at the game, and just try to imitate what they're doing, because I was just kind of winging it, just trying to shoot all the bad guys, and then getting shot myself. So I'd get through a couple of stages and then get a game over, and then I would go and try, you know, a different couple of stages. So I was enjoying it. It's just I couldn't get especially far in it. But not a bad game at all. It looks good. Like, the graphics on this are especially nice. But the lack of music during gameplay was like astonishing. There's music that plays at the title screen and I think at the stage select screen, but then when you're actually playing the game, it's just silence. It's just the sound of you shooting people. So I was like, what the hell? Why is there no music? But other than that, yeah, like a decent playing game. It's fun enough, very simple gameplay, just kind of difficult, and really nice visuals, and not a lot to talk about on the sound design department. But this is another game that I am going to come back to, and it's pretty good, and some of these I might actually just do full reviews on at some point, because I am enjoying them, and I'm getting the nostalgia bug again, going back and playing some old 8-bit games. But the Punisher on the NES, it's pretty cool. Next up, Fire and Ice. This is another pleasant surprise. This is a game I don't think I've ever... I'm sure there are videos of it on YouTube, but I've never watched a video on Fire and Ice. So I didn't really know what to expect. I know it was... Or in other regions, it's titled I think it's Solomon's Key 2. And I have played the original Solomon's Key, so I was kind of expecting something similar. But what I got is yet another, like, very fun puzzle game, where as Solomon, you have, like, an ice wand, and there are little fireballs all over each stage, and you need to use your ice, either drop ice blocks on top of the fire, or push ice blocks into the fire. And what you really need to do is get accustomed to, like, creating platforms for yourself, and learning when you can, like, take ice away to, like, drop them, or create individual blocks, or create bridges for yourself, stuff like that. So it's a decent puzzle game. It starts out really easy, just to get you kind of like acclimated to the gameplay style, the controls, and what you can expect. And then as you start to clear stages, it becomes more tricky. The stages themselves are reworked in different ways, and like the fire is located in different places. And then at the end of different levels, because there are like a handful of stages in each level, and then you get to the end, and there's kind of a boss thing where maybe you have to outrun some fire, you have to do things in a timely manner, or the platforms and everything is set up kind of weird, a little differently from the other stages. So that's all well and good. This game was really fun. As you progress further into the game, the puzzles become kind of head scratchers. And it was like a lot of fun. Like, when it comes to games like this, like, I can die repeatedly and still be like fine, because I'm like just trying to figure it out. It's not like a game where like something suddenly pops up on screen and then you die, like Return of the Joker or something. It's something where like if you die, it's like your own fault. You didn't really figure the stage out properly. And there's not like time limits or anything. Again, unless you're like being chased by fire, like it's a special like boss stage or something. There are no time limits, so you got plenty of time to figure things out. So I like that a lot. This game was really fun. The graphics are pretty good. And the sound design is okay too. Again, it's like a simple little game, so you don't have to like expect too much. But for what it is, I thought the visuals and sound design was decent. I'm pretty sure this is like a late release NES game, 1990 something. But for a game that I'd never really heard anything about, never played before, actually never really had any intention to play until I just came across a ROM of it kind of, you know, by chance. And was like, alright, I'll give this a shot. For a game like that, I was, again, pleasantly surprised. That's kind of like a running theme in this video. These games all, like, pleasantly surprised me. They ended up being, like, way more fun than I thought they were going to be. But yeah, Fire and Ice, aka Solomon's Key 2. This game is really good. If you like puzzlers and you haven't tried this one before, give it a shot. You'd probably like it as much as I do. I am now officially a Fire and Ice / Solomon's Key 2 fan. And this is another one that I'm definitely going to be going back to. And finally, I've got Monster in My Pocket by Konami. And I think this was a North American exclusive. I'm not 100% sure. I guess it's based on like a toy line, or maybe there was a Saturday morning cartoon. I really do not remember Monster in My Pocket at all. But I've been aware of this game for quite a long time. As far as I know, it does not have a Famicom version. So I just never got to play it until now. Having played it, I can say it's a pretty solid action platformer. Very simple game, but really nice graphics and a really good soundtrack too. The soundtrack reminds me of maybe like the soundtrack from like the NES TMNT games, in particular like Manhattan Project. It sounds a lot like that. Fun game though. You got a couple of characters to choose from. I chose the vampire. And this is a co-op game as well, so that could be fun. But yeah, pretty much a straightforward action platformer where you're like a tiny little monster and you're running around stages like in the house or outside. You're jumping up like chain link fences or going down the stairs, running through the kitchen, stuff like that. So that's fun. And then all the other monsters, the bad guys, are all little pocket-sized monsters and stuff too. So that's all pretty cool. I'm guessing every character in the game probably had like a counterpart in the toy series or something. But yeah, so it's a pretty decent game. It's another one where it's not difficult, but it can be kind of cheap sometimes. Just things dropping in and hitting you from out of nowhere. And big character sprites, big character sprites, huge. Which is nice, like from a visual perspective, but at the same time, it makes you a big target. So I was having fun with this game, but yeah, there were like some frustrating spots. But overall, this is an easier playthrough. Another one, again, all of these, I haven't finished any of them yet. I feel so bad about that too. But Monster in My Pocket, I'm definitely going to go back and finish. Again, like a bunch of these, I'm considering just, you know, one night sitting down, playing through them start to finish, and then maybe writing reviews on them to be released at some later date. But these are really just my first impressions, and Monster in My Pocket, it's pretty good. It's not Konami's best effort on the NES. It's not better than Castlevania or Contra or Turtles, or the Turtles sequels anyway, not the first game. I know there are some apologists for that game. That's one of the NES games I did play as a kid, and yeah, I've just never cared for that game. The beat-em-ups are awesome though. But Monster in My Pocket is like kind of, for right now, my opinion on it, it's like, I don't know, it's a C grade, like a B- C+ Konami effort on the NES. Good graphics and sound, and then like decent gameplay, but like nothing mind-blowing. But it's one I'm gonna go back to and try to finish. I don't know, maybe this month. But Monster in My Pocket, pretty good, and yeah, I like it. I don't dislike it, at least. So yeah, another pretty solid effort from Konami on the NES. Monster in My Pocket. you go, everybody. Those are half a dozen NES games I recently played for the first time. So let me know down in the comments what you think of any of these games. Do you have any opinions on them? Do you agree with my initial opinions on them? Because some of them were kind of surprising. Nightmare on Elm Street, I didn't think I would enjoy as much as I did. But now I'm officially a fan of that game. I'm going to go back and finish it. Same thing with like Fire and Ice. Didn't know Fire and Ice was such an awesome game. Had never really heard of it. I was kind of like, you know, just looking through a list of NES games. I was like, oh, this looks interesting. So that was really cool. Some nice, pleasant surprises in this video. Anyway, that's it. Again, down in the comments, let me know what you thought. Always like hearing from you. And until next time, thanks for watching more games, everybody. And I hope you'll come back for the next video. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.